Welcome to the latest edition of the Buck Stops Here. I am your host, Hound Dog Buck 50, bringing you the latest in battle rap news. And I am the illest battle rapper in the game, the charismatic GOAT. He is I and I am him, Slim with the tilted brim. Let's talk about it. Ultimate Madness 4, Week 2. I was privileged to watch all three battles in my ride. I was on the move. I wasn't going to turn back home to watch it. I said, you know what? This is where caffeine comes in handy. I'm going to just park right here in the shopping plaza, watch these three battles, and then go on with my life afterwards. Now, the first battle was Kid Slade versus MVP. I watched the battle twice. On first watch, I gave it to MVP. The first and the third, I believe. I believe I gave it the first and the third. But I'm going to be honest with you. I know this sounds crazy, but you ever watch a battle and you're not even sure the order in which somebody won, but in your mind, you're like, I gave Tay-Rock at least two of these rounds. I had Tay-Rock win it. It was kind of like that type of thing. I can't tell you the exact round other than the first. I knew MVP won the first in my mind. Between the third and the second, I just felt like he won one of those rounds. But now I'm watching it over. And it was a tough rewatch in the sense of being able to determine who won. Kid Slade went first. Plug talk, as he would call it, deep boy talk. Did his thing. Then MVP comes with his version of plug talk, and I felt like he stole the round from Kid Slade. And the second Kid Slade round was pretty good, pretty real solid, and MVP did like an impression of Kid Slade, but I felt like, I don't know, to me, I gave it to Kid Slade because I felt like he had a few more haymakers. And now that it's coming back to me, when I watched it, I kind of felt like MVP won the first two. But now when I'm watching it again, I felt like Kid Slade won the second. And this is where I say it gets tricky. Because when I'm watching the third I feel like it was very close. Because Kid Slade, he kind of did, he had a nice little, little rhyme flow where he was saying, bald head Damon Wayans, Lil 50, Raising Cane. It was different things that he was putting together. It kind of reminded me of his third against the Piranha guy, where it looked like Piranha might have had it and he turned up. But ultimately, MVP was given the win. But it wasn't a robbery. If they had gave it to Kid Slade, I don't think people would have been screaming robbery. At least I don't think. But MVP moves on. Congratulations to him. And I think Kid Slade will be back. I think so. I think Kid Slade's got a bright future in URL. There's a place for him with his style. The only thing I would say about that is, in terms of style, is because your style is going to be your style. I would say this: if he's the type of guy who's cool with just being on URL as a fixture because he's a fan favorite, don't change a thing. Because I think he could be one of them dudes. But if he wants to be one of those guys who dominates in terms of wins and losses, then he's going to have to do a T-top and expand after a while. And funny I say that because that was part of his little rhyme scheme, T-top taking angles or something. But yeah, I think the future is bright. The next battle was NXT versus Bozo. I mean, Boz the Bambino. Um, this battle was like one big asthma attack. A lot of heavy breathing, and they even got me breathing heavy and coughing. A lot of heavy breathing and wheezing and carrying on. And I was like, "What's wrong with you? What's wrong with these two niggas, man?" Well, Bozo's a nigga. I don't know. I don't know what. Uh, I don't know what NXT is. Albino or something. And it was just, I don't know. I felt like NXT won, but it was nothing to write home about. And here's the thing. I'm trying to be open minded with the NXT thing because I saw him against Elijah Straight. I wasn't really floored. Now I see him against Boz, the Bambino, and I wasn't that floored. Uh, I get it. I can see certain qualities with the performance and the energy, but I feel like NXT is over the top with his screaming and his yelling, and it's like, bruh, you don't have to scream. You screaming and overemphasizing is not going to make this average shit sound any better. I know when something is fire. I got a good ear for that. You know what I'm saying? And I just didn't hear it. But I feel like people are going to make themselves hear it. It's like Ludacris say, when I move, you move. And right now, everybody's moving towards NXT, so everybody else is going to follow suit. It is what it is. But nevertheless, he won the battle. Bozo or Boz, he this week was a Bozo performance. The Stumbles was Boz. This was Bozo. He was all over the place. Very Bozo fashion. Stumbling. It's kind of ironic that he was stumbling all over the place. It was like I don't know. It felt like I was watching a a Family Dollar version of Chilla Jones out there. Boz, I'm sure he'll be all right if he sticks with it, but he has to settle himself. He reminded me of a plane with heavy turbulence, but he never smoothed it out. It just stayed on turbulence. Maybe he may have won one of the rounds. I don't know, but the third possibly. But NXT won. It was NXT was the lesser of the two evils. So NXT advances. The last one was True Foe versus Sheed Happens. This was a close one actually. It was the first and the last were the two most competitive ones. True Foe's round was, it was decent. He did a lot of anime talk, so I don't know nothing about anime. Sheed Happens had a decent round, but I would say I would go off delivery. I would probably give it to True Foe. The second round, True Foe had a lot of stumbles, and he stumbled early a couple times. So I'm like, okay, the early stumbles is whatever, but if he overcomes it and finishes out the rest, he's good. But he never did that. So it got to a point where I'm like, okay, Sheed will probably win the next round by default as long as he doesn't mess up, which he did. But his second round was kind of crazy in the sense that he's moving constantly, and it's like, yo, calm down, Sheed, calm down. The thing with performance is, performances, it is part of battle rap, but there's also the composure part. You got to be able to keep your composure like a goods. Goods is the other side. as much as you want to be, sometimes you got to be able to stand there and present your argument so that the person can hear you clearly. But Sheed won the second. Now in the third, here's where it gets sketchy. Because the third, if you're watching this battle, you pretty much thinking, I think everybody's thinking it's going to come down to the third. So, True Foes round was decent. Sheed had some bars in there. His third, I feel, was better than his second. So now we go to the judges, and I'm thinking, let's see how this plays out. At one point, it was even, 2 apiece in terms of the judging. But then the last judge, I believe, went with True Foe. And here's what I'll say in terms of why I think Sheed fell a little short. I think Sheed may have actually had more bars in his third round. But the arrangement of Sheed's material is almost like spoken word, where the punch isn't arranged in a typical punch-like fashion, and when it's not, it doesn't hit as hard. And True Foe, his presentation is a little more, okay, here you go. And when you're dealing with a tournament where people are judging and they got to pick right on the spot, that type of abstract style can really hurt you. Because let's face it, the judges don't got time to replay nothing. They just got to make a decision right there and live with that decision. That's it. So I felt like ultimately that was the difference. Sheed happens, I don't know. His style is different. And I'm not going to criticize him for being different because everybody in battle rap can't be the same guy. So I applaud him for being different. True Foe advanced, so he will move on to the next round. Those are the 3 battles that happened. I enjoy the battles. Other than NXT and Bozo, Boz the Bambino, it was a cool event. But don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and on that note, peace, love, and whatever else you think of love.